Tonight, students remember Martin Luther King Jr.
Plus, high schoolers learn about music. Stay tuned. Troy TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
University locations around the world. This is Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision Nightly News for January 18th, 2013. I'm Rachel Scarborough.
And I'm Bailey Majors. Thank you for joining us this evening. Some of the best singers in the Southeast have converged at Troy University to combine their voices into one. Friday morning, high school students arrived at Troy University's campus for a weekend of music, learning, and singing.
This is the 6th annual Southeastern United States Honor Choir event. We have about 180 high school students who came here from Georgia, Florida, Alabama.
While participating in the SUS Honor Choir, students are able to work on improving skills such as vocal range, along with learning other useful singing tips.
They will learn technique. They will learn reading skills. They'll learn to listen to each other. They'll learn to emote.
Students in the program say though the music is challenging, they welcome the opportunity to learn.
We did not do the greatest at first, but then we started warming up a little bit and it sounded a lot better. I'm singing music that's kind of difficult, but I think I can get a hold of it soon. It's helping me to project myself and help me stretch my voice.
Orlovsky says not only does SUS give students an opportunity to improve their skills, it also promotes networking and provides a valuable learning experience.
It allows students to work with a world-class conductor. And it allows students, no matter if you're at a small private school, large public school, and everywhere in between, to combine. So they get to work with other kids of like mind from other schools in a tri-state area.
Students say they look forward to improving their musical abilities and are excited to use music as an outlet of expression.
It's kind of just a fun way to express how you feel about yourself, because sometimes I don't do that the greatest in words. I'd rather do it in singing.
I hope to improve as a singer, and I hope to be able to get a better understanding of music and learn a few new songs.
The SUS Honor Choir will conclude with a concert tomorrow afternoon at 2:30 in the Claudia Crosby Theater.
With the Martin Luther King holiday approaching on Monday, some organizations decide to come together to remember a man that fought for justice and peace. Christina Cook has the story.
On Thursday night, many Troy University organizations gathered together to remember a man that made a great impact on this generation with only a dream.
Tonight is just a night in remembrance of everything that Dr. Martin Luther King did for us, and what has kind of laid the framework of what we see in our generation today, from everything from fighting civil rights for racial equality, which has actually led up to just all equality of everybody.
The ceremony held at Sorrell Chapel allowed students representing different organizations to say a few famous quotes from Dr. King.
How we dump money towards the military and not for our own spiritual health and being probably stood out to me.
There were a lot of great quotes. His most famous speech, "I have a dream," and it really sticks with me. We all have dreams. We all have the power to achieve them. Perfect example of what it means to be an American and what it means to be a dreamer and what it means to be here in this land and to be equal.
Many students expressed how Dr. King's legacy has made such a positive change for this generation of college students.
The biggest thing would just be his commitment to nonviolence. I think that that's something that should be stressed, especially more today with so much that's going on. But there's that, and also his bravery. You need a leader, and he was definitely that.
I would just say equality and segregation, and just like the way we are today, I just love how we can all relate to each other on campus, and we're super involved with one another, and just that's what it's all about today. We're just bringing everyone together.
You can see it now even at Troy University. We're Alabama's international school, and you really don't see a large amount of segregation. You see whites, you see them with people from Asia, from Europe, from all over the world. I definitely appreciate Martin Luther King for opening up that gateway, which has allowed us to be free and equal.
Christina, TrojanVision News.
Students still have a chance to honor the memory of King. There will be a day of service on Monday where students can volunteer in the community. Sign-ups will take place at 12:30 Monday in the Trojan Center lobby. The day of service is expected to last until 4 o'clock. And well, Bailey, some students may already be feeling a little stressed this semester.
That's right, Rachel. And last night, the University Activities Council gave students a chance to relieve some of that stress and have a little fun blasting away at fellow students. Justin McNally shows us how.
When most college students think of shots, a game of laser tag is probably not the first thing that comes to their mind. However, on Thursday night, the UAC brought back this childhood classic to allow students the opportunity to cut loose for a night.
It's really great because it is free to students, and it's we usually have events on Wednesday, so it gets you through that rest of your week and helps encourage you. Have a nice break. You get to do something fun and free.
The UAC turned Sartain Hall into its own laser light show equipped with an inflatable dome, which was far from the norm than what most students expect for an activity.
It's a step up. It's definitely a step up, and it's nice to see. Usually you kind of see the same old activities, and it's nice that UAC is kind of taking it to the next level.
And of course, everyone had something to brag about.
MVP for round one, just throwing that out there.
You gonna take home first place? No, it's guaranteed. It's gonna happen, no doubt.
And for one student in particular, this was a great way for him to start out his career at Troy.
Oh, that's awesome, man. You don't expect laser tag in the middle of the gym on a Thursday night. This is the first school thing I've done, and it's awesome.
Kroger puts into her own words what most people thought about the experience.
It's quite dark, quite toasty, and very, very fun. It's pretty hectic in there. Everybody's running around and shooting one another. It was really fun, though. It was very fun. It's neat being there.
Justin McNally, Troy TrojanVision News.
The UAC's next event will be International Day festivities in the Trojan Center ballrooms next Thursday.
And now taking a look at news from around the state. In Montgomery, the unemployment rate has dropped again. Governor Robert Bentley says December's rate of 7.1% is down from 7.5% in November. It's the fourth month of a decline since measuring 8.5% in August. The December rate is also better than the 8% measured a year ago.
And in Coleman, an interstate blocked by a wreck after a snowstorm has been reopened. Hundreds of people spent a freezing night trapped on Interstate 65 in Coleman County after as much as 4 inches of snow caused a series of wrecks that startled traffic for miles.
And also in Montgomery, a state commission has revoked the liquor license of a Montgomery nightclub where 6 people were shot. The Alabama Alcoholic Beverage Control Board took the action Thursday against the Rose Supper Club, where the shooting occurred outside the club on December 3rd.
And still to come on Troy TrojanVision Nightly News, the Trojans men's basketball team looked to extend its 2-game win streak. Justin McNally will let us know how they did coming up next in sports.
But first, the interview that tells all. Lance Armstrong sat down with Oprah Winfrey to discuss if he used performance-enhancing drugs. We'll have that story and more after the break.
2 outs with a runner on first base. Now the big guy comes off the bat, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 36 homers.
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Troy has given to me so much more than I ever anticipated, and it creates that desire to keep doing something better. There's a perfect opportunity to get involved. Troy has many organizations here on campus that just give you the opportunity to find your niche here, to find your home, to find your passion.
On campus or online, Troy offers you the hands-on experience you need to pursue an exciting career in communications and journalism. Troy University. It's all you need to know.
My name is Liz. I study broadcast journalism at Troy, and I am a Troy Trojan.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
And now for a look at what's happening across the nation and around the world, we'll go to Rachel Scarborough at the Global News Desk. Rachel?
Thanks, Bailey. After years of denial, cyclist Lance Armstrong finally admitted last night he used performance-enhancing drugs to help him win all 7 Tour de France championships. Vania Nair has the latest on Armstrong's extensive interview with talk show host Oprah Winfrey.
Lance Armstrong's long-awaited confession came after Oprah Winfrey's first question.
Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
Armstrong told the world his unprecedented cycling career would not have been possible without doping.
I view this situation as one big lie that I repeated a lot of times.
The disgraced cyclist said he used blood transfusions, testosterone, and the blood booster EPO to get ahead.
It did not even feel wrong.
No. It's scary.
Armstrong did not consider his conduct cheating. He said it leveled the playing field during a time when many competitors were also doping.
I didn't invent the culture, but I didn't try to stop the culture.
He denied threatening teammates on the U.S. Postal Service team to use drugs, but he admitted bullying them to do just about everything else his way.
It's a major flaw, and it's a guy who expected to get whatever he wanted and to control every outcome.
The U.S. anti-doping agency stripped Armstrong of his tour titles last year when it found evidence the cyclist used performance-enhancing drugs. After last night's interview, the agency said if Armstrong is sincere about correcting past mistakes, he will testify under oath about the full extent of his doping activities. Armstrong's charity, Live Strong, said it was disappointed that he, quote, misled people during and after his cycling career, including us. Vanita Nair, CBS News, New York.
Government health officials released new numbers on the flu today. The outbreak has moved west and is now gripping California. Brigad Shaban has the latest from Woodland Hills near Los Angeles.
The U.S. flu outbreak still has not peaked. The Centers for Disease Control now says 48 states are reporting widespread flu activity, up from 47 last week. California was just added to the list.
I've been talking to my colleagues there. They're seeing an increase in the number of people coming to emergency rooms.
The past two flu seasons in California have been fairly mild. This year is expected to be worse. So far, at least 5 people in the state have died from the flu.
That's it?
Yes, sir.
Bob Pearson isn't taking any chances. He received a flu shot Friday.
I always get one, and I've got a new grandchild that I want to make sure I've been vaccinated so I don't bring anything into the house.
Health officials in California are not reporting a shortage of vaccine, but because the flu is hitting here later than the rest of the country, supplies could begin to run low.
Drug makers produced about 135 million doses of the flu vaccine this year. There are less than 7 million left.
Some of the health departments and hospitals are organizing larger vaccination clinics to make it easy and quick. But even there, some people will have some difficulty in finding vaccine.
Nationally, 9 more children died from the flu last week, bringing the season total to 29. The CDC doesn't track adult deaths every week, but estimates the flu kills about 24,000 people every year. Brigad Shaban, CBS News, Woodland Hills, California.
And that wraps things up from the Global News Desk. To see more stories from across the country and around the world, such as reports on some of the all-time quirkiest hoax, you can tune in to TrojanVision Global News right after the nightly news. Now back to you, Bailey.
Thank you, Rachel. And now Justin McNally joins us for a look at sports. So, Justin, the men's basketball team played last night, but we didn't really get the outcome that we had hoped for.
That's right. They've been on a roll as of lately, winning 2 straight games, but they just couldn't handle the stingy defense that Florida Atlantic brought to the table last night. But I'll get to that and more here in sports. Okay. And a big scoring run in the second half by Florida Atlantic proved to be too much for the Trojan men's basketball team in Boca Raton last night. The Trojans fell to the Owls 80-59 in Owl Arena. The Owls began the second half with a 17-2 run to take a 19-point lead and never looked back, maintaining their lead for the majority of the half. Antoine Myers had all 6 of his shot attempts to finish with 15 points and 2 rebounds. Josh Warren scored a season-high 7 points and grabbing 8 rebounds. Troy shot 43% from the field but struggled from beyond the arc, hitting just 3 of 14. Troy out-rebounded the Owls 35-29. And the basketball team will stay in sunny South Florida over the weekend as they face Florida International on Saturday. This will be the Trojans' first matchup against the Panthers this year. FIU is 9-8 overall and 4-4 in Sun Belt. The Trojans split 2 games last year against FIU, winning the game in Miami. Troy will be back in action at home next Thursday when they play host to Arkansas State. The Red Wolves are currently 10-7 overall and 4-4 in conference. That game will be Thursday night at 7:30. And in hopes to stop a 6-game losing streak, their longest of the season, the women's team will be continuing their Florida road trip this weekend, taking on FIU. Troy and FIU are set to take the court at 4:30 in Miami. This will be the first time these teams have met this season, but they will play again on Valentine's Day in Trojan Arena. After committing a season-high 31 turnovers Wednesday night in a 74-63 loss to FAU, the Trojans are still looking for their first conference victory of the season. However, history is not on the Trojans' side. Since the start of the 2009 season, the Trojans are just 1-5 all-time against the Panthers, and all 5 of those losses have been in a row. The Trojans will be back at home for a midweek game taking on Arkansas State on Thursday night. That game will be prior to the men's game with tip-off scheduled for 5:15. And with the start to a new semester is now a new start for 9 individuals who will be a part of this upcoming year's football team. Head coach Larry Blakeney and the rest of the Trojan football team welcomed 9 mid-year enrollees to the football program. Among these 9, 5 of them signed with the Trojans back in February of 2012, but took a gray shirt in the fall and did not have to use a year of eligibility. Wide receiver Anthony Johnson and Keon Payne joined the Trojans after both spent last year at Hutchinson Community College. The other 2 enrollees were freshman offensive linemen Aaron Herring and Jonathan Boring. We wish these 9 individuals the best of luck in the upcoming football season. And both men's and women's tennis teams are on the roads this weekend looking to pick up their first wins of the season. This will be the first men's matches of the season as they are currently in action with Presbyterian. After this match, the Trojans will take on UNC Wilmington on Sunday. And the women's side looks to turn things around after a disappointing effort against Florida State on Tuesday. They will be a part of the Georgia Invitational and take on the likes of ranked teams in Georgia, Memphis, and Kansas State. The tournament is underway now and will run through Sunday. So Bailey, Rachel, as you can see, wasn't the best night for our men's basketball team last night. Came up on the losing end, but they get a shot at redemption Saturday as long with the women's team, and we wish both women's and men's tennis teams luck in their tournaments this weekend.
Absolutely, disappointing news for the men's, but hopefully they can pull out a win tonight. And like you said, best of luck to the tennis team.
That's right. There's still a lot of season left to play, so we'll see what happens.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you, Justin.
Still to come on Troy TrojanVision Nightly News, Troy's dance program is heading to Montgomery. We will learn more about the performance on Trojan Talk.
But first, we've seen rain, snow flurries, cold winds, and sunshine this week. What can we expect for the weekend, Bree?
Projections say those cooler temperatures may not be here to stay. I'll have more coming up next in weather.
Welcome home, man.
I decided I wanted to go back to graduate school. And I was looking for a college that would be able to accommodate shift work and family life, and the Troy schedule fit in very well with my lifestyle.
On campus or online, Troy offers you in-demand degrees sought after by the law enforcement community. Troy University. It's all you need to know.
My name is Stephanie Birch. I'm a Deputy Chief of Police, and having that degree from Troy is what allowed me to be who I am today.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
And now Bree Sanders joins us for a look at weather.
So, Bree, at the beginning of the week, it was close to the 80s. Yesterday, we even saw a few snowflakes here in Troy. What can we expect for the weekend?
Well, you're right. We have been seeing cooler temperatures after those warmer temperatures we had a week ago, but it looks like as we head into our weekend, those warmer temperatures are coming back in our area, well, at least throughout the day, but at night we will still be in those lower 30-degree temperatures, but I'll get more into that in just a moment. First, let's take a look at our campus snapshot. Right now on campus, we see that the sun is setting perfectly over Bibb Graves, so if you're headed to class or you're headed out and about, make sure you keep that jacket on hand with you because those temperatures are definitely dropping right now. Current temperatures in our area, right now we have clear skies, temperatures at 56 degrees, dew points at 28 degrees, humidity's at 34%, Barometer's at 30.42 inches and steady. Winds are coming in from the north-northeast at about 7 miles per hour. Today's stats, we had a high today of 58 degrees, a low of 32 degrees. There was no rain in our area. The sun rises at 6:44 a.m. and it already set at 5:05 p.m. Temperatures around the state. Overall, the state is experiencing lower 50, mid-50 degree temperatures right now. Mobile coming in at 57, Huntsville at 50, Birmingham with the low at 49, Montgomery at 56, as well as Troy at 56, Phoenix City at 57, and Dothan at 55. Looking at our temperatures around the southeast, on average in our state, we're about lower 50 degree temperatures right now. And as we move throughout the rest of the southeast, those temperatures remain constant right there until about the lower to mid 50s in South Carolina. But as we move to North Carolina, those temperatures decrease about 10 degree difference right there at 43 degrees. Temperatures are around the United States. On the west coast over here in California, those temperatures are a little bit warmer than what we've been seeing lately. They're at about the mid 60s, and as we head back towards Idaho and Nevada, those temperatures are definitely in the teen digits right now, a lot cooler than where we're at this moment. Departure from normal in their area, they're about 12 degrees cooler than what they normally be around this time of year. And in our state, we're right on point, like where we would normally be at, about 2 degrees cooler than what we normally been seeing right now. So these temperatures aren't too far from normal. Current surface map, we have a few high pressure systems here along the east coast of the states. A high pressure system here right above our state right now, bringing in some strong winds and cooler temperatures in our area. Taking a closer look, nothing too much to worry about though. We don't have any rain in our area, but we do have this cold front that pushed through a few days ago, bringing in the ice as well as snow flurries into our state as of yesterday. Precipitation forecast, over the next 48 hours, we shouldn't be expecting any rain in our area. However, Florida will be experiencing about a 20% chance of rain there, but nothing too much for us to worry about. As we move into Saturday, like I said, still no rain in our area, but we can take a look at the northeast here. Very icy conditions in their area, maybe even a little bit of snow, as well as moving into Sunday. Closing out the weekend, that snow gets heavier right there in the northeast and still no rain in our area. As we start our week on Monday, that rain as well as that ice kind of moves out of the northeast a little bit, lightens up for them, and still we have nothing much to worry about in our area as well as Tuesday. Tonight's forecast, we have clear skies throughout the night, winds light and variable coming in from the east-northeast at about 5 miles per hour with a low of 32 degrees. So if you're out and about tonight, like I said earlier, make sure you keep that light jacket on hand with you, maybe even a scarf. It will be very cool tonight. Moving into tomorrow, we have mostly sunny skies, afternoon clouds, light winds coming in from the north-northeast at about 5 to 10 miles per hour with a high of 62. So tomorrow will be a lot warmer than today, about 10 degrees warmer, so you can definitely go outside and enjoy your weekend. Picture perfect. Moving into our 4-day forecast, like I said, tomorrow that high gets to about 62 degrees, mostly sunny in our area, low gets to 38. Closing out our weekend on Sunday, we have mostly sunny skies. That high gets to 65 degrees with a low of 37. As we start our week on Monday, that high gets to about 61 degrees with mostly sunny skies in our area with a low of 30 degrees. And on Tuesday, that high drops about 10 degrees to 51 at the high, still mostly sunny skies in our area. So, Rachel, last weekend we did have a very warm weekend, and yesterday we almost did experience a little bit of snow flurries as well as ice. But it looks like over the next few days as well as throughout the weekend and even next week, those temperatures will be warming back up.
That's so good to hear. You know, last weekend it was almost spring-like, and so maybe those temperatures will warm back up for the cold nature folks, I guess you could say.
Hopefully.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.